How everybody doing today? I just want to jump on real quick and share some thoughts. I watched this movie on Netflix called Woman of the Hour. It's based on a true story. It's about this in the 70s. I think it was the 70s. This guy who was like a serial killer was on the dating show, and it followed the story or gave some backstory of some of his crimes and his time on that show. And it just really stood out to me how like different and how much smaller the world was back then. I oftentimes say to myself, or even sometimes, I was born in the wrong era. I feel like the 70s was like just a cool time to live in, even as a black person. Because I like the style, I like the music back then. So I know, and just like you just came out of the civil rights era, so that whole revolutionary mindset was still lingering around and stuff like that. Before Reagan and crack. But as I watched this movie, and I'm probably not providing too many spoilers because it's based off true events. But it's this guy. He goes on the dating show, and he's like great and unalived, because these YouTube streets nowadays. Uh, to different women, multiple locations, but I think largely like the West Coast in a way. I don't know specifically like California, but at least the West Coast area. But it tell you how different the world was before the internet, before social media, before news traveled so fast, that before background checks even was conducted like that. That this guy can go on a nationally televised show, and I went back and saw the episode that he was on, and of course, when you know what you pick up on what things seem creepy and stuff like that. The benefit of hindsight and stuff. But you go back and watch the show, and then when you know what this person had already done, and then what he will later do, it's like, man, that's wild that this guy had the gall to go on a national TV show. And thankfully, the lady he paired up with on the show, she ended up not going out with him and stuff like that afterwards. But it's a good movie. If you just like suspense and build up and stuff like that, it tells a good story, give you some of the backstory on some of the other crimes he committed without being too gory, without beating you over the head with it. You really got a sense of what type of a weirdo he truly may have been in real life, and it just makes you think about like how different the world is now. Like, would anybody who live like that, who doing those kind of things, be as bold with the all the cameras around nowadays, the way social media is, and the way policing has changed since then, the way background checks, and could that be possible now? But it's definitely interesting to watch. Just wanted to share with you guys. If you haven't seen it, or maybe you saw it in your recommendations and didn't pay much attention to it, or was on the fence about it, I would recommend you. It is a decent watch. And if you've already seen it, let me know what you thought of it. If you're going to see it because you trust my recommendations, let me know what you think about it. But it was decent.